So what are 5 other Sonic characters I would love to see appear in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Let's go into my list right now. Hello there beautiful human, my name is RidersDX and welcome to my channel. So as you all know, I've been covering mainly Sonic and SpongeBob content on my channel, but recently I've tried to dive into other kinds of franchises, and one franchise that other people have actually asked me to cover is Super Smash Bros. Now the reason I've been reluctant on making a Super Smash Bros. Game, not a game, no, those are really difficult to make, no, I don't want any part in that. No, a video. The reason I haven't made a video on this game yet is, well, I am not really updated on it, and the reason I don't know much about what's going on in the game is because I don't have a Switch. So I don't know, I just don't feel the need to stay updated on a game that I'm not going to be able to play for like years, because as long as the Switch is $300, I ain't shelling out any money for it. And I've heard that there's actually going to be a new one, and the new one's probably going to be even more expensive, so I really don't see myself getting Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in a while. But I do know there's a lot of you that are interested in Super Smash Bros. Content on my channel, so I'm going to start with something that I feel like I could handle, which is thinking about what other Sonic characters I would love to see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, I know that it's likely that Sonic will be the only Sonic character to appear in the game, but it's still nice to think about what other characters we would want to see and what kind of moves they would have in the game. So before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and then subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these and you want to see more in the future. If you all like seeing Super Smash Bros. Content on my channel, then I'll continue covering it as best as I can, but I don't really know what I should cover in terms of it because there's so much information out there right now. I just don't even know where to start. So if you have any ideas of what kind of videos you want to see me make specifically about the game, then let me know in the comment section below and I can add them to my list. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at RidersDX or join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. But okay, let's get into my list. Okay, at number 5, I think this is a choice that I'm surprised that I haven't seen that much around the fan base. But then again, I'm thinking about it and I think this character is very easily looked over because of the role that they played in the Sonic series. So the character that I would love to see at number 5 is Dr. Eggman. Now, yeah, I'm surprised now a lot of people have said Dr. Eggman. Like, he's just such a staple in the Sonic series. Like, he literally is like almost half of the franchise. And the thing is, like, Eggman would be a really interesting Smash character because they literally can make him any kind of character they want, because I imagine we're not gonna see Eggman like brawl with his own fists. I mean, it'd be kind of funny, I guess, to maybe see him like use his stomach to attack or something, you know, because he's like shaped like an egg, so maybe he could have some egg-centered attacks. I'm just gonna shut up now. These are really bad ideas. But the thing with Eggman is that they could place him into any kind of machine like thinkable, or even have him placed in multiple machines, and that could be like his gimmick, you know, because every Smash character has something really unique about them that makes them stand out among like the tens of characters in the game. And Eggman could be one of those characters that could use multiple kinds of technologies and like machines to issue out all of his different attacks. You could see a Return of the Mechs, for example, from Sonic Adventure 2. He could also be in his egg pod to like, you know, navigate throughout the level. He could even like take some miniature versions of his machines from various boss fights throughout all the Sonic games. Like, it is absolutely limitless, like what you could do with Dr. Eggman, and that's why I think by default he should be a really great choice. Like, I really don't know what I would want to see Eggman do in the game, but I think whatever they would decide to do if he were to appear, it would just be amazing. It'd be really unique, and that's really the huge benefit about Eggman that I actually can't really see being the same case, at least to the same extent, with the other 4 characters I have in my list. So yeah, don't sleep on Eggman because he would be like a really interesting choice. I could totally see Nintendo going all the way with him in terms of like creativity. Okay, at number 4 at my list, we've got Espio the Chameleon. Did I just say chameleon like watermelon? I mean chameleon. Chameleon. I hate the English language sometimes. But yes, we got Espio, and I think this speaks for itself. Espio is just a cool character. Espio is just so cool, and he has some really unique abilities that gave him some really unique gameplay, like even within Sonic Heroes, you know, because even though Espio is a speed character in Sonic Heroes, he still had a lot of different abilities that helped him to stand out from all the other characters. His number one ability, of course, is turning invisible. Like, that's obviously the main attraction about Espio in like any kind of game where you could utilize special abilities. Espio can turn invisible, so that's a really great thing that they could play with if they wanted to. And also, you know, Espio's a ninja, so he could have a lot of like ninja-esque combat moves and all that. You know, he can throw those projectiles. I don't want to pronounce them, so I'm not going to, but you all know what I'm talking about. And you know, Espio is just a cool character. He just looks cool. He just oozes coolness, and he's like the perfect character to have in Super Smash Bros. Now, in terms of his invisibility, I know that'd be kind of hard to make work in like a Super Smash Bros. Game, because obviously like the player controlling Espio still needs to be able to see Espio to be able to play him. But if Espio is invisible, then like sure, the other players can't see him, but then like the player playing him can't see him either. So I think that they could still make Espio have the ability to turn invisible, but players can still see him, they just wouldn't be able to touch him. I think that's how they could make that work. And obviously that sounds like a move that could be like easily taken advantage of and easily like spammed over and over again, so they need to put some limitations on that. But I think that would be a really cool angle to take with Espio, and it would be a really cool way to make him unique within such a huge cast. Now I know it's like never gonna happen in terms of like Espio being a Super Smash Bros. Character, but if they ever want to make like a Sonic fighting game, these are some ideas that they could take into account. Okay, at number 3, this actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna make this number 1, but I'm just gonna say it now because I'm so excited. It's Big the Cat! No, I'm just messing with y'all. I don't want those pitchforks, you know, you can put those pitchforks down, please. But no, at number 3, we're actually gonna talk about Blaze the Cat as a possible character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I got Sonic Rush, like the first week it came out. It was one of the most exciting things for me to do when I was a kid. And as soon as I got the game and I started playing it, I fell in love with Blaze. Like, I love Blaze. I thought that she was such a badass, and it was just so cool to have like a female character in the Sonic series that could kind of hold her own against like Knuckles, Shadow, Sonic, you know, all those really big popular characters that were male and like dominant and all that. I felt like Blaze was like one of those female characters that could actually like stand up to them and like stand right beside them and be just as good, you know, at what she's doing. But no, we also gotta talk about how Blaze has like the element of fire in most of her powers, so that can give a lot of room in terms of like what kind of attacks that Blaze could have in the Super Smash Bros. Game. So obviously like fire is a really key component here. Like whenever she punches someone or like kicks someone, like there should be some moves where like she could also maybe set them on fire a little bit. And I don't know how that would work, because you know, once you set someone on fire, it'd be kind of hard to put that fire out, right? Well, unless they like made it like disappear after like 10 seconds or so. But if Blaze had the power to like set people on fire for a little bit and like increase their percentages slowly in the game, then that would be a really interesting move to have. I mean, they would have to make it fair, because you know, Blaze can't just go around like setting everyone on fire, because then it'll be really easy for Blaze to win the game. So they should make it so that Blaze needs to time the attack correctly to set people on fire, because otherwise people would be able to avoid it, you know, relatively easily. So there should be some kind of skill implemented into that as well. But Blaze is such a badass character. I think just seeing her in action in Super Smash Bros. Game would be awesome. And I know it would never happen because Blaze is not as popular of a character as the other ones, but I think if they ever decided to go for someone really weird, I think Blaze is their girl. Like, it's gotta be Blaze. Anyway, at number 2, this is a choice that I actually think that no one will be surprised about, but I would love to see Shadow the Hedgehog appear in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I may not be that up to date about what's going on with Super Smash Bros., but I do know that there's a lot of people that are speculating that Shadow is going to be a character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I think the chances are, if he's not gonna be a character in this game, I think he could very well be a character in the next game, because you know Sonic's gonna be sticking around the Super Smash Bros. Series, it looks like, and of course Nintendo and Sega have a really great relationship, and Shadow is a really great opportunity to make an Echo Fighter, and I can imagine that making Echo Fighters is not nearly as complicated as making like a brand new fighter from scratch, so there's really just nothing but benefits in making Shadow a playable character, because you know, despite Shadow being so similar to Sonic in terms of like movesets and like how he plays in like Sonic games, he still has a really big fan base behind him. That's because of his personality, because of his backstory, just because of like the development that we've got to see Shadow go through like since Sonic Adventure 2. So that's why Shadow is so popular now, and that's why he would be such an easy win for Nintendo if they included Shadow in the game. And also, even though Shadow will have similar moves to Sonic, you could still incorporate some differences into him, like maybe make his final smash like Chaos Blast instead of like Super Sonic. I think that would be a really nice touch, but other than that, I don't really see them needing to like make any other changes to Shadow if he's just going to be an Echo Fighter. I mean, I guess they could incorporate Chaos Spear if they wanted to. I don't imagine that would be that hard, because there's got to be another character on there that like shoots a projectile like Chaos Spear, right? So they could just like take that coding from that character and put it into Shadow, and that's all they would really need to do. But you know, I'm not a game developer, so I'm not gonna pretend to know everything about developing games, so I'm just gonna stop there. I just think Shadow would be like such an easy win compared to like adding another Sonic character who would not be similar to Sonic. Okay, at number 1, I don't know if this choice is like obvious to y'all or not. Maybe if you've been watching my videos for a while, then you might think that this choice is obvious, but the number 1 choice I would love to see in Super Smash Bros. Is Knuckles the Echidna. So Knuckles is my favorite Sonic character of all time. Like, there's just no competition. I don't know why, but the first time I ever got a Sonic game was Sonic Heroes. I immediately fell in love with Knuckles. Like, there was just something about Knuckles that I thought was just so cool. I love like how powerful he was, and maybe as a kid I wanted to be like as powerful as him, so maybe that's why I grew to love him. And also, you know, as the series has gone on, like Knuckles has had a lot of criticism in terms of like how his character development has gone. He went from like being like this very lonely kind of guy who was very caught up in protecting the Master Emerald and fulfilling his responsibilities, to being like a guy that's kind of like not all the way there, who's like very gullible and like kind of dumb. You know, a lot of people don't like the direction that Knuckles' character has gone in, but for me personally, I think all of those traits are part of Knuckles. I think what makes me like Knuckles so much is that even though he is a very tough and brave character, he also has his flaws, and he can actually be a bit of a funny doofus sometimes. And plus, Knuckles is one of the most like memeable characters in the Sonic series, as you can see from well, you know. I think Knuckles with the right writers could have a good balance of both like humor and badassery vibes. But of course, Knuckles is a very powerful character, and he has a lot of different moves, so of course he'll be perfect for Super Smash Bros. And what I would really love to see is having him incorporate his gliding in the game somehow. I would love to see him be able to glide throughout the stage. I think that'd be a really cool advantage of having Knuckles. Like, he doesn't have to be like the fastest character, because he's not supposed to be that fast anyway, but if he could glide like throughout the arena, then that would be a really interesting way to kind of strategically time Knuckles' attacks. And with Super Smash Bros., it's all about strategy, it's all about technique, it's all about like creating like your own strategies to fight against computer AIs and other players online. And I think that Knuckles could really add to that, especially with like his gliding abilities, you know, his punches, so many other things they could incorporate with Knuckles. Like, he's really one of those characters that Super Smash Bros. Could take in like any direction. But okay, that's it for this video. I'm sorry it was really long. It's just that I kind of want to dive in and talk about specific moves I want to see for each of the characters in Super Smash Bros. I didn't just want to list like my favorite Sonic characters, because that's not really a Super Smash Bros. Video, you see. So that's why I talked more about like how they would play in Super Smash Bros. But I hope you all liked it. Let me know in the comment section below what characters you'd want to see from the Sonic series in Super Smash Bros. And also let me know in the comment section below what kind of videos you want to see from me in the future about Super Smash Bros. Maybe if I get a lot of support for these videos, I may actually start saving up for Nintendo Switch and buy Super Smash Bros. Because I really do want to play it. It's just that it's expensive and I'm a college student. I don't have a lot of money. But anyway, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, you want to see more in the future. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter at RidersDX or join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. But yes, that is everything. RidersDX is out. Bye bye.